Welcome back to Grace Everlasting. As we continue our journey through the law of liberty, we come to the touchy subject of money and personal possessions. Now, a few topics generate such intense feelings as the subject of money. Money is a personal subject. Our use of money reflects who we really are as people. The 8th commandment, recorded in Exodus 20, verse 15, states, "Thou shalt not steal." When we think of this commandment, we often think of a bank robber or a purse snatcher, but it actually means so much more. It underscores that there is personal property, and it shows your true character in ways that are visible to other people. There's this famous Norman Rockwell painting that appeared on the cover of the Saturday Evening Post. The scene displays a butcher shop. There's a woman shopper and a butcher that are facing each other with a turkey on these scales between them. Each one has one of those big smiles of someone who is, in on a private joke. As you examine the picture carefully, you see that it shows the butcher's heavy thumb on the scales, while the customer is pushing up on them with a dainty forefinger. Each one thinks that they're, cheating the other one. Both the butcher and the customer are thieves. Neither would rob a bank or steal a car. Each would be indignant if you accused them of being a thief, but neither saw anything wrong with a deception worth only a few cents for either of them. I recently read that theft from department stores in the United States exceeds $4 billion a year. That's billion with a B. One estimate says that of every 52 customers who go into a department store, one leaves with an unpaid item. And this doesn't even begin to take into account tax cheats, welfare double dippers, identity theft practitioners, goods taken from the supply office at work, and, fraudsters who knowingly sell goods and services that they are fully aware do not do what they're advertised to do. The 8th commandment is one of the most prevalent in frequency of violation. From high-powered executives who cook the books to small-time con artists, it seems that theft has invaded every part of our community. Often the damage they do goes beyond the one whom they stole from to secondary consequences. A dirty-looking person who has a sign that reads, "Please help, need food money for baby," and then turns around and uses that money to buy drugs. When you discover this, it makes you not want to help, and thus the truly needy suffer. I'll never forget seeing a homeless person on a visit to Las Vegas. He had a very honest sign. It said, "I'm not fooling anyone. Please give me money for beer." Those who cheat on their income tax, who purchase goods on credit with no possibility or intention of paying for them, are also guilty of violating this commandment. There's this wife who complains to her husband one evening. She says, "The housekeeper stole 2 of our brand new towels." And the husband replies, "Well, some people are just like that. Which ones did she steal?" And the wife replies, "The ones we took from the hotel 2 weeks ago." God hates this crime, especially because of the harm it does to others. In Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1-2, it says, "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights, and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless." What we read in these verses means that God applies the commandment, "Thou shalt not steal," to not only money, but any iniquity and injustice, as robbery of the poor. Unfair laws and favoritism are then also a form of stealing. Remember that if you steal something, you are not taking their personal property. Everything we have, we hold in trust for God. Psalms 24 verse 1 says, "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." all you own is from God. Everything you are and have is His. He's just given you a responsibility of managing it. You're a steward or a caretaker of God's gifts. But that also means that when you take something you do not deserve from someone else, you are stealing it not from them, but from God, who gave it to them to hold in trust for Him. In James chapter 1, verse 27, we read that pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep yourself unspotted from the world. Then, not to aid the poor and those who are truly in need is to rob God as well. To keep all that God has blessed us with and not use those blessings to aid those in need is stealing from God. Now, you can also steal from God directly. In Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 and 9, it says, "Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation." Failure to bring your tithes and offerings to the Lord is robbery. If we continue in Malachi chapter 3, verse 10 to 12, it says, "Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me not herewith, saith the Lord of hosts. I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for you shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts." The 8th commandment encompasses such a wide range of daily living. As we respect the property of others, we learn to properly value our own possessions. As we serve others instead of stealing from them, we are released from greed and selfishness. There is no need to steal. After all, grace is freely given. And as you have freely received, freely give, so that everyone can experience this grace. Grace everlasting.